And just like that, I have a new spreader tractor. As you can see, we negotiated a very, very good deal. We only had to trade in 2 rotary hoes, and we didn't have to trade in the red one. We got a 9RX 640. Just kidding, I wish that was true. Those 2 rotary hoes I don't even think would make the payment. We actually did trade the red tractor off for this 9RX 640, and yeah, really looking forward to that. It's gonna be nice being green again. We do have 2 new rotary hoes sitting over there that Jaden and I might set up today. But yeah, this is the brand new tractor on the farm. It's not brand new, but it's new enough to us. Let's go check it out. So this is gonna be really nice. We're gonna have our auto steer run right through our corner post, and it's actually gonna work good. If you've been a member of the channel for a while, you know that we tried putting John Deere auto steer on our red tractor, and that didn't quite work the way we wanted it to. So our lease is up, the red tractor was bought out, so we felt like it was the right time to make a change. A quick look at the cab, leather seats, massager, heat and AC. Yeah, we got the fridge, something our quad track didn't have. Yeah, this is exciting. I gotta get my camera charged, so I'm not gonna talk a whole heck of a lot more, but I'm really looking forward to this. Let's take her for a spin. First time for me ever. No, I think this is my first time ever driving a 9RX. I've driven other 9Rs, 9RTs, never a 9RX, I don't think. So we did get a wide stance one. That was one that Jaden said is a must. He's worked on a lot of these tractors before, and he said we're gonna want a 9RX wide. So that's gonna be a little bit different, something to get used to going up and down the road, but very, very exciting. 650 hours on this one. So like I say, it's not brand new, but very new to us. The red one, I think we're up to like 2,400 hours already, or 2,500 hours. So yeah, really, really excited for this. All right, guys, we're getting things moved around here. Got our 8345 RT in the shop, grain cart. We're gonna go through those things, but it's a pretty decent day out. We already got this hooked up to the payloader. So we're gonna go through and set up our new rotary hose. So these are the same exact ones that we just traded off, except they're brand new. So if you know anything about organic farming, we use these a lot. There goes Jaden and our new to us SVL 75-2. You guys have actually seen that skid loader. That's our Turkey Barn's old one. So we actually got them in SVL 75-3 because that has a reversing pan and a lot of really nice features that the turkey farm kind of needed, because the maintenance bill for running that one in the turkey barns is getting quite high. So that's not going to happen with us because we won't be running it in straight sawdust all the time. But anyway, if you guys are looking for new rotary hoes, this is a huge tip. Offer the person that you're buying them through to set them up yourselves. So this is how they come off the trailer. Other than the jack stands, we had to mount the jack stands when we got them. But almost everything's all set up, and we got quite a good deal to just take them and set them up ourselves. Our dealer doesn't have to touch them, and we're gonna set them up. So all we got to do is plumb the hydraulics to the back of to where the back of the tractor would be. We got to put on the lights, and all we got to do is mount our gauge wheels. I only run one gauge wheel out on the way in just to keep this from slamming into the ground if we get into some uneven ground, and that's all we got to do. So we're gonna learn together today how to set one of these up. It's Jaden and I. Neither one of us has set one up, but today's gonna be the day we learn together, I guess. But like I said, if you guys are in the market, highly suggest talking to your dealer about setting them up yourselves. We got a really, really good deal on 2 brand new rotary hoes for trading in our 2, so we kind of got a multi-unit deal. And then to set them up ourselves, I want to say our dealer needs like $3,500 to set these up himself, which is, in my honest opinion, extremely ridiculous. We're saving. I'm not 100%. I don't remember the exact terms of the deal, but I want to say I'm going to save about $7,000 total on setting up both these ourselves. So to me, that's quite a cost savings for something. We got the people around who know how to do it, and we have the time to do it. So we're going to do that today. It's a decent day. It's like 30-some degrees. So I don't know. I feel like working outside, letting that 8345 thaw out. Yeah, a lot of ironically big changes around the farm for this coming year. We didn't have a very good 2025. We're ready to move on past it, not talk about it much. Yeah, one of the worst years we've had in a while. 18% of our crop ground was a 0 this year. So if any of you guys know farming, you know that it's pretty hard to stomach 18% of your ground being a 0. So we're ready for 2026. Like I said, we're doing a lot. Kind of ironically, I have quite a bit of new equipment coming in. I wasn't quite expecting that. But we made some good deals. A lot of this equipment's going to make us money. I'm fairly confident in that. So, yeah. If you guys saw the one deal, the red quad track's going away. We got a green one already parked up in the shed. And there's a lot of other exciting things I think you guys should subscribe to the channel to learn more about if you aren't subscribed yet. But let's get setting up this 3541. So the big thing with these is these are what we call a spoon. So on our old one, I mean, this would all be gone. It would just be this nub on every single wheel. And we had so many bearings. I mean, you could just walk them around, which, I mean, for a conventional guy who all they're going out to is to bust crust, it'd work just fine. They would have no complaints. Us, this is a big time weed control tool for us. I'm not sure I've probably spotlighted this enough on the channel, but it is a big time weed control tool for us, big time. So I can talk more about that this year and kind of what we use it for, but let's get setting it up. Jaden's getting the parts down here, so we'll get to it. The truck driver that hauled away our rotary hoe isn't hauled us the 9RX just called, and he wants to get the 580 tomorrow. And the 580's been sitting outside, and apparently everything has lost its will to live around here because it is deader than a doornail. For some reason, we are battery charging a lot of equipment lately. I guess we got to learn how to shut off master switches. And I don't know about you guys, but one thing that bothers me with changing equipment is the equipment that comes to your farm is always out of fuel. It never seems to amaze me. So Jaden right there is carrying something to make sure that equipment on our farm always goes out without any fuel in it as well. I don't know, maybe that's a little petty, but like this 580 is 3/4 full, and I think that holds around 400 gallons of fuel. So that's 300 gallons of fuel we'd give away, which pays for a pump to pump fuel out of equipment. So that's what we're gonna do right now to make sure we get this thing started and get all the fuel out of it other than a few gallons to get it on the trailer. Because that's how it comes to your farm. In my opinion, that's how it should leave, man. Alright, so here's the operation we got going. We got a jump pack to power it. You just basically drop that end of the pump with the hose going down, and then Jaden's dropping fuel into the new 9RX. So I figuring we're saving 250 to 300 gallons of fuel, and just for easy math, if you're paying $3 for that fuel, that's, you know, at $3, 300 gallons is $900 worth of fuel you're just giving away to the equipment dealer. So I don't know about you guys, but I don't feel comfortable ever giving away $900. So we're gonna make sure that we don't do that anymore around here. Seems like we swap equipment around enough that this little pump's gonna pay for itself. In my estimation, it's paying for itself in this one tank load we're saving of fuel. So I don't know. You might think of us as petty, or I don't know what you might think of us, but I don't like giving away fuel. So, and I don't know anybody else around here who does either. So we decided to invest in this little pump and save our fuel. Okay guys, it is now Thursday and we have one rotary hoe completely done. Jaden was able to finish that yesterday, and today we're going to get the other one built, and I'm going to do more of a step-by-step process on that for you guys now that we know how to do it a little bit better. So we're going to get into that today, but yeah, kind of cool looking at it basically complete. We're going to put in a different rock guard over top to protect the cab. That's being built at our local welding shop, but yeah, we're gonna get on to number 2 now. Okay guys, so here's the next rotary hoe. So the first thing, so your rotary hoe, the way we bought them, which I would highly suggest, they're gonna come in, it's just gonna be a bare bar, and these are actually gonna be on here. We didn't have to touch these. We did have to put the front stand on, but that's pretty easy. That's just a pin and a cotter pin. And then this is where we're mounting our back legs. We're going right under the cylinder. It should work out good. Shouldn't get in the way. And yeah, now we're gonna start assembling the cylinders. So this is a pretty easy process as well. Just got a small pin here, and then you put in a bigger pin with some rollers. All right, the next step to your cylinder process is you're gonna take this, I don't know, I'm calling it a swing arm, and put this in. We can do this after. Put the pin in. Okay, so then that's just gonna sit in there like that for now. Then we put a washer on each end, and then a roll pin. All right, so we're actually gonna use these bigger washers and a roll pin. Nope, these don't work. They're really loosey-goosey. So never mind. Okay, so then now Kevin's gonna drive the roll pins in. But yeah, I don't need to film that. You just put your 2 roll pins in. Okay, what I'm gonna do next is remove the caps off the cylinder. Okay, and then now Kevin's gonna be able to just take and pull this cylinder out. And we have those caps off. Now I'm actually gonna take and throw these caps back in for now, just to make sure we don't get dirt in them. Okay, so there's our wing cylinder. Then you're going to want to go over to your parts and grab yourself 2 of these. So these deals right here. So when you're folding, these actually come down and roll on here. And that's how you fold it up. So this is how this goes then. And our roll pins go.
Good job.
He's quiet now and the camera's in his face.
What do you want me to say?
I just wanted to be nice one day. Okay, final process on that. They're a little loose, but that's okay, I believe.
Yeah.
So they just, like I said, they just roll along here as the cylinder pulls itself in. Okay, so now we're gonna put on the outer wheels. I think this is where you're gonna want them. I don't know. We'll find out.
Depends.
But
yeah.
So what I did on the other one is I laid a tape measure down and I tried to count my rows. So depending on your row width, you can do the same thing, but I tried to nail it to the middle of the row. But so what you want to do out here is you want to have somebody lifting up that back wheel like Kevin's doing and drop your U-bolt in.
Okay, now hold the U-bolt.
And then now I'm going to hold the U-bolt as he lifts up the other one. And then you can just slide your U-bolt right in. So then now your bracket
doesn't fit.
Now your bracket should go right onto these bolts in theory. we go. Okay, so to hold that bracket on, it's just lock, washer, and nut. Repeat that process 4 times. Here's Jaden. Jaden's putting on the fittings for the cylinder. So they sent, all this comes in the boxes that they send you with it. But as you can see, he's just tightening those down, facing them towards the tractor, because obviously our hoses are going to run that way. All right, so if you're doing this on your farm, you're going to want an 1 1/8 socket. Tighten those bolts up good and snug. Okay, so there's your height adjustment bracket for your outer gauge wheels. Kevin's lining it up. All it is just a simple pin. And we had both our hubs on the other one to the outside. So you slide your hub in. Yep. And that pin. So that like that. Then you remove these from the dip painted. And your tire just mounts right up there with a 3/4 inch socket and impact. There you go, your gauge wheel's all mounted up and ready to hit the field. Obviously you'll want to adjust your height to where you need it, but that's where we're guessing it's going to go for our field operation. Okay, so this is Jaden. He's the new farm employee around here. So what he did is, instead of our light brackets being back here, we're going to try to protect our light a little bit, maybe. Probably won't even last a year, but we're going to try it. So all he did was pop it around an existing U-bolt that mounts up the rotary hose. And yeah, that's where we're gonna mount them. All right, so this is one crappy part about this job. To mount, so this is where your hazard lights go. And you gotta pound that U-bolt in to this slot. We can't figure out a different way to do it. So you gotta pound that U-bolt in and spread it a little bit, and then we've been using a clamp and clamping the bolt down. But yeah, kind of a faulty system. Yeah, we just can't figure out how else to do it. That's where your side hazard light goes. And that's how you do that. We had to pound a U-bolt on and put the mount there.
All right, so this is what the lights will look like all said and done for electrical, but it'll get all mounted up. Those are our hazards. If you can notice, there's some chip paint there and stuff. This is a good quality implement. I'm still not quite sure what type of paint they use, because you can look at this paint and it'll start chipping, but outside of the paint quality, it's a pretty good implement. So yeah.
Okay, we're at the point where we're pretty much done. So we still got to run the hoses and the electrical, but that's just literally a set of 2 hoses come into a T, and that T with a set of 2 hoses going to the back of the tractor, and the electrical, yeah, just runs along the bar, and it's just plug and play with the lights. We're not going to do that yet because I don't like it when the bars, so when these fold, I don't like it when they come down flat. We want them so that they're up in the air a little bit, just because we have dirt build up that then the wings will actually ride on the dirt. So we need to, and all that is a U-bolt that comes up, and you clamp it basically down just like these right here, and then that's just for the wings to set on when they fold in. We're gonna cut the actual ones off and make them taller so that they kind of sit more up in the air at an angle versus straight down flat. So we don't want to run our wiring and hoses yet till we get that done. and then yeah, this thing will be completely done. But that's what you can do. I mean, that's that. After doing 2 of them, the second one maybe took us an hour, maybe, with 3 of us working on it. So you can save yourself, if you're in the market for a new Yetter, talk to your salesman. You can save yourself a lot of money. So I don't know what the rest of the day is going to bring, so that's just going to be the end of this video. So you got to see, hopefully, some pointers, and you can save yourself some money on your farm if you're in the market for one of these, and got to see one of the new toys that's coming in for the year, that 9RX. So appreciate you watching the video, and we will see you in the next one.